Apple iPhone 14. iPhone 14 features 6.1 and 6.7-inch sizes. No notch. Pill-shaped camera cutout. A15, A16 chip. Qualcomm X65 modem. No notch and new Face ID hardware design, Pro only. For at least some of the iPhone 14 models, namely the Pro models, Apple is working to eliminate the notch that houses the hardware needed for Face ID. The notch was a controversial design decision when it was introduced in 2017, and since then it's changed little with the exception of the size tweak with the iPhone 13. Dummy models and part leaks. Macrumors acquired some iPhone 14 dummy models designed for casemakers that provide a look at what we can expect for the iPhone 14 and 14 Pro models. Because there's a lot of money in having a case ready for a new iPhone ahead of launch, dummy models are often quite accurate, so these fake iPhone 14 devices give us a clear picture of what we can expect to see. Camera technology. All of the 2022 iPhones could see improvements to the ultra-wide camera, and the iPhone 14 Pro models will see significant improvements to the wide-angle camera and updates to the telephoto lens. Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo believes that the 2022 Pro iPhone models will feature a 48-megapixel wide camera, and 8K video recording capabilities. A16 chip. New iterations of the iPhone typically come with an updated A-series chip, but Apple might deviate from standard operating procedure this year. According to Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, only the iPhone 14 Pro models will get a new and faster A16 chip. RAM. According to Ming-Chi Kuo and other sources, both the iPhone 14 and iPhone 14 Pro models will feature 6GB RAM, which is the same amount of RAM available in the iPhone 13 Pro models. This has also been corroborated by Taiwanese research firm TrendForce. Car crash detection. Apple is working on a car crash detection feature for the iPhone and the Apple Watch, which could come out in 2022. It will use sensors like the accelerometer to detect car accidents when they occur by measuring a spike in gravitational force. Snapdragon X65 modem. The iPhone 14 models will use the Qualcomm Snapdragon X65 modem, which is the world's first 10 gigabit 5G modem and antenna system for smartphones. RF chip. Taiwan's Economic Daily News has suggested that Apple has ordered 5G radio frequency, RF, chips from TSMC, with Apple using its own technology instead of chips from Samsung. The chips are allegedly manufactured on TSMC's 6nm process, which offers a smaller package with lower power consumption. No physical SIM slot. The iPhone 14 models may launch without a physical SIM slot, with Apple transitioning to an eSIM-only design. Apple is allegedly advising major U.S. carriers to prepare for the launch of eSIM-only smartphones by 2022. Which suggests some iPhone 14 models may be the first to come without a SIM slot. iPhone 14 pricing. The iPhone 14 is expected to be priced starting at $799, which is the starting price for the iPhone 13. Apple does not have plans to increase the cost of the entry-level smartphone in an effort to boost sales and increase demand. iPhone 14 launch date. Apple is expected to introduce the iPhone 14 models at an event that's likely to be held in September 2022, if Apple follows previous launch timelines. Most iPhone events take place during the first or second week of September. Future iPhone rumors. Apple's first all-screen smartphone could come in 2024 with the launch of the iPhone 16 Pro. The device might be the first to feature under-display Face ID and an under-screen front camera, according to Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo. But display analyst Ross Young expects under-display Face ID to come first, followed by an under-screen camera with the iPhone 18. USB-C. Apple in 2023 will opt for a USB-C port for the iPhone instead of a Lightning port, according to Bloomberg and Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo. This would see USB-C as the default charging method over Lightning for all iPhone 15 models. In-house modem chips. Apple is working on creating its own modem chips that are designed in-house, much like the Apple Silicon and A-series chips, which will allow the company to reduce its reliance on modem chip vendors. Apple has been working on the modem for several years, and development accelerated after Apple acquired the majority of Intel's smartphone modem business in 2019. Under-display Face ID. Multiple rumors have suggested that Apple is working on a way to put the hardware for Face ID under the display to get rid of the notch. It was initially thought that Apple could adopt under-display Face ID technology as soon as 2022. But display analyst Ross Young says that components like the infrared camera will not be moved under the display until 2023 or 2024. Foldable iPhone. Further in the future, Apple could potentially introduce some kind of foldable iPhone, based on various rumors and patents the company has published, as well as competition from companies like Microsoft and Samsung, which have developed foldable smartphones. 2 terabyte storage? With the iPhone 13 Pro models, Apple added a new 1 terabyte storage tier, and rumors suggest that with the iPhone 14 upgrade, Apple could increase that even further to 2 terabytes. This rumor comes from a source that's not always accurate, however, so it should be viewed with some skepticism until backed up by another more reliable source. Satellite connectivity. The Qualcomm Snapdragon X65 enables some satellite connectivity features, and alongside the modem, Apple plans to implement satellite-based emergency features that will let users to send texts in emergency situations and report major emergencies in areas where there is no cellular coverage. Wi-Fi 6E. The iPhone 14 is expected to feature Wi-Fi 6E connectivity, according to Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo. Kuo says that Wi-Fi 6E will offer the high-speed wireless transmissions necessary for AR and VR experiences, and it is also expected to be used in the mixed reality headset that could come out in 2022. Lightning port. There have been rumors that Apple is aiming to remove the Lightning port from the iPhone for a portless design with charging done over MagSafe, but it's not clear if that technology will be introduced with the 2022 iPhone models. At least some of the iPhones coming will continue to feature a Lightning port. Cooling. Starting in 2022, high-end iPhone models are likely to adopt a vapor chamber thermal system, which Apple is said to be aggressively testing. The VC thermal system will be required for the high-end iPhones due to their stronger computing power and faster 5G connection speeds. There are already smartphones from companies like Samsung, Razer, and LG that use vapor chamber cooling technology, which is used to keep a device cooler when it is under heavy stress. Titanium. Apple's upcoming iPhone 14 models are also expected to come with a high-end titanium alloy chassis design, according to an investor's report from J.P. Morgan Chase. Apple has used titanium for the Apple Watch, but this would mark the first time that the material has been used for an iPhone. Titanium is more scratch-resistant and it's stronger than both steel and aluminum, plus it's more corrosion-resistant. Colors. The iPhone 14 and iPhone 14 Pro could come in purple, according to an unverified rumor. Though unconfirmed, the rumor suggests that both the iPhone 14 and iPhone 14 Pro models will be available in a purple shade that has a unique finish that shifts tone based on lighting conditions. Size options. There will be no 5.4-inch iPhone in 2022 because Apple is doing away with the mini line following lackluster sales. The iPhone 13 mini will be the last of the mini phones, and going forward, Apple is expected to focus on larger-sized iPhones. We're expecting a 6.1-inch iPhone 14, a 6.1-inch iPhone 14 Pro, a 6.7-inch iPhone 14 Max, and a 6.7-inch iPhone 14 Pro Max, with the larger 6.7-inch iPhone replacing the mini model. Promotion display. Apple is likely to restrict promotion technology to the iPhone 14 Pro models, a move that display analyst Ross Young attributes to a lack of availability of the necessary displays. Young has made it clear that he believes 120 Hz refresh rates will remain an iPhone 14 Pro feature. Always-on display technology is also expected to be introduced as an iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max exclusive. Body design. The iPhone 14 models are expected to look like the iPhone 13 models with the same flat-edged design. Leaker John Prosser claimed that Apple would introduce a thicker chassis with no rear camera bump and round volume buttons, but his information appears to have been incorrect based on later rumors and part leaks.